Hello dear students, welcome to the English session. Today we are going to talk about a very integral part of English grammar, and that is Subject-Verb Concord. Let us take a look at our screen. Now the sentence that is written here is, she walked to school every day. There is a mistake in the sentence. Let us try to find that out. Now here the word walk does not agree with she. Why? Because she is a singular subject and we must add an S with walk to make this sentence grammatically correct. When we say subject-verb concord, we mean that the subject and the verb, they must agree with each other in number and person. Now, there are certain things that we must remember when we say the word subject. A subject can be singular or plural, it can be collective or compound, and in certain cases we must pay attention to special exceptions as well. Let us try to understand it with the help of examples. So we'll start with singular and plural subjects. Now singular subjects, they will take singular verbs. Plural subjects will take plural verbs. Let us take a look at the example. He, which is a singular subject, and we have he runs. Coming to the next example, they run. When the subject is singular, the verb is also singular. When the subject is plural, the verb is also plural. Let's move to the next rule. The subjects which are joined by and. Now, when the subjects, they get joined by and, they become plural and hence they'll take the plural verbs. Let us take a look at our examples. My brother and sister. Now here, two singulars have been combined with the use of and they become a plural subject. So we are using are. One more example, Ria and Sonia are childhood friends. Let's move further. When we use or nor, what do we do? Subjects joined by or nor, they take a verb that agrees with the nearer subject. Let us try to understand with the help of the examples. Neither the teacher nor the students are here. Now, which is the nearer subject? The nearer subject is students. That's why we have used are here. Let us take a look at the other example that we have. Neither the students nor the teacher is here. Now here we have used is after looking at teacher. Let's move further. Talking about words like everyone, each, nobody, all these are indefinite pronouns and they are usually singular. Now let us take a look at our examples. Everyone is happy and nobody is in the park today. Let's move further and talk about the collective nouns. Now the collective nouns, for example, team, jury, family, they can take singular as well as plural verbs depending on the context. Let us try to understand this with our examples. The team is ready for the match. Now the team are arguing among themselves. The difference between the two sentences is that in this sentence, the team is a single entity. All of them are going to do the same action, whereas here the team members, they do not agree with each other. So that's why we have considered it as a plural subject and used are. Let's move further and talk about phrasal subjects. Now what are phrasal subjects? The subjects which carry more than one word. That is, they are formed by a phrase. For example, a can of kidney beans. Now, when we take this subject and here what we are using, sits. That means we are considering this subject as a singular subject. How? Because when we are using sits here, we are referring to a can. And the sentence becomes, a can of kidney beans sits on the shelf. Let's look at one more example. The sound of the drums is very loud. Now here again, see the verb is. So what are we looking at? We are looking at the sound and not the drums. One more example. The women who went to the meeting were bored. Now here the verb is were and we are looking at the women, which is a plural subject. Let's move further and let us talk about some special cases where we'll talk about singular agreement with plural looking nouns. So some nouns, they look plural but they act singular. Words like mathematics, news, economics, they all carry an S. So they look like a plural word. Let us see the example. Mathematics is a fascinating subject. So here we are using is because mathematics is acting singular. The next example, what a shocking news this is. So for news we have used is. Some of the key points that we must look at before we end this session. Agreement in number is essential for clarity. Collective nouns, they can be singular as well as plural. Remember the team example. And last but not the least, indefinite pronouns, they always take a singular verb. It's time to end our session and I have a task for you. There are these sentences on the screen. Just note them down and correct them. Till we meet next time,